Hey there, have you seen the brand new iPad mini yet? No? Let me show you. I will give you $10 if you subscribe right now. That's actually not true, I lied. But subscribe anyway and turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next episode. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Front Page Tech, FPT. The show that gives you all latest tech news from one geek that is me to another that is you, Toilet Squad. Thank you guys so much, because after being teased for months, FrontPageTech.com has now officially launched. In fact, when it first went up, you guys nearly broke the site in the first minute. So thanks for that, but luckily, no worries, the server recovered and we're good to go. It launched with 4 new exclusives and email notifications that you can go ahead and sign up for to get notified when we post new ones. But don't worry, as the website says, we won't send you dumb shit. Anyway, thank you guys for such a crazy launch. Karina and I worked really hard on this. She probably worked harder than I did, so we just hope that you guys like it. Of course, as always, links down in the description, but it's not hard to remember. FrontPageTech.com. All right, let's talk about iPad mini. It's been a minute since we got our last version of this thing. iPad mini 5 was released back in 2019, and it looked the same as the other ones. Like, for real, this thing hasn't been redesigned in, like, I think 6 years, which is like, that's a toddler. That's a little toddler, not quite pooping in its pants toddler, a little bit above that more advanced toddler, like almost in first grade, but still toddler. That's a long time. And back in April, Sonny Dixon posted images of supposed dummy units for new iPads. Of course, iPad Pro, but one of those, at least he claimed, was an iPad mini. But like, looking at that image, it sure did not look like we were gonna get any sort of new redesign. But have no fear, don't worry, it is getting a redesign, a significant redesign, and I'm glad to be the one that gets to show you. And I'm not the only one saying that a redesign is happening. Last week, I believe it was sometime last week, a new report from Mark Gurman came out via Bloomberg, claiming that the new iPad mini would have quote-unquote narrower borders, noting that the removal of the home button had also been tested. Well, working with multiple sources, I obtained a blend of schematics, CAD files, as well as real hands-on images with this newly redesigned iPad mini. As always, in order to protect the sources, I reached out to render artist Renders by Ian to have those images and schematics brought to life in some hot 3D renders. So here you go. The brand new, redesigned iPad mini. Okay, real quick, let's take a break. Let's jump over to the sponsor. I mean, I would feel guilty if I didn't show you first and put the sponsor in front of it. So at least I showed you. Now we'll do sponsor, and then we'll talk about it. Hey, if you're a fan of this show, then you know that I talk about WeVPN a lot. It's because I really, really believe in what they're doing, and because they are paying me. That is also a reason. But for real, do you know how many offers I get from VPN companies all over the place, and I turn them down because I want to be able to promote only one VPN to you guys, and I want it to be the one that I trust. WeVPN is made by veterans in this space, a group of guys that came from those other companies to start their own. A VPN that's fast and reliable, one that protects you and your data without storing any logs, one that keeps you from being tracked or traced, and one that unlocks content from your favorite streaming services. So if you love this show and you watch it every day, go give them a try and let me know what you think. It's just $269 a month right now. That's 73% off. And if you use the promo code FPT at checkout, you'll get an additional 10% off just for watching this show. Sure, there are other VPNs out there, but only WeVPN is a longtime supporter of this show. So go ahead, click that link down in the description to get started with WeVPN today. And we're back. Okay. So as you can see, we are getting the flat treatment here. Once again, this is very familiar with every Apple product as of late. Very familiar, flat sides and back. In fact, it's nearly identical to the 2020 iPad Air. I mean, it's iPad Air, Bashmo. As Gurman first reported, yes, the home button has been removed in favor of a larger screen fitting inside what is nearly the same footprint as the previous iPad mini. This brand new iPad mini 6 sits at about 206.3 millimeters by 137.8 millimeters by 6.1 millimeters. So it's a little bit taller, a little bit wider, but it's actually the same thickness as the previous model. And also, just like the 2020 iPad Air, no Face ID on this, which is sad, but I mean, of course there's no Face ID on it. Instead, Touch ID has now been moved up to the power button. Speakers are also dramatically improved. In fact, one of the sources referred to these new speakers as crazy nice, so whatever that means for an iPad mini. There's no top and bottom speakers like on the iPad Air. Instead, it's just two speaker cutouts on the bottom. Oh, also a USB-C port, which was odd. According to sources, this newly redesigned iPad mini 6 will come in 3 different colors: black, silver, gold. But that's not all. This gets kind of weird because sources referenced for this new iPad mini support for Apple Pencil, but a smaller one, which got us thinking. Remember that Apple Pencil 3 leak that came out like a few months ago? We went back to look at those leaked images and came up with an interesting theory. What if that is not Apple Pencil 3? What if somehow those leaked images were of a smaller Apple Pencil mini? Take a look here. We actually scaled the leaked images of what is supposedly the Apple Pencil 3 against the current Apple Pencil 2. And I mean, you seeing what I'm seeing? Those leaked images depict something significantly smaller. Is it possible that those leaked images were in fact of just the next Apple Pencil 3, and that's going to happen to be a little bit smaller than we've gotten before? Or is this in fact totally its own thing, like a smaller Apple Pencil just for iPad mini? My heart tells me this is very unlikely though. Along with the redesign, I have been told that iPad mini will ship with 5G as well as Apple's A14 processor inside, and we should expect it sometime by the end of the year. If you're a YouTuber or you're in the press and you want to write an article or make a video, a link down to this article on frontpagetech.com is in the description. You can download the images there. Full res, the whole thing. And seeing that we didn't get a redesign for iPad mini for like 6 years, and this would be the first one, the first redesign in 6 years, it's pretty safe to say that, yeah, this looks great. It's gonna look awesome. It's gonna, the whole like looking like iPad Air thing, the similarities to iPad Pro, that's awesome. But it also sets us up for another 6 years of no updates. Like, this is a really nice big update, and then that's it for iPad mini for a long time, if not ever. Like, this might be the last iPad mini, so if you want one, by the end of the year, that would be the time to get one. Whenever it comes out, that's the one.